Hello my friends, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So we are at week 98 of my keto journey. I am so sorry that I did not get a results video out to you guys last Wednesday. Things just got ahead of me, life was crazy, and I just didn't have time to prepare a video and edit it, and yeah, it just was crazy. But I have one for you today, and it's gonna be my monthly weigh-in day. So I'm really excited. I have not stepped on the scale yet because it is not Wednesday yet. I'm filming this over the weekend so I can get out what I need to say, and then I will step on the scale Wednesday morning, June 29th, and yeah, I'll share it at the end of this video. So I have not stepped on the scale at all this month, and I only weighed myself twice last month, at the beginning and at the end. And I'm really loving this monthly weigh-in because it's just keeping me on track. I'm not obsessing over the scale, and it has just been a positive experience for me. So with this one though, I am feeling a little anxious about weigh-in because I had a great number last month. I lost 11 pounds in the month of May. And this month I have been really good. I have been really good, but I haven't been perfect. And I've had some days throughout this month that I've had some carbs and I've made some, wrong choices. But I have not lost control at all, which is a huge NSV that I did want to share with you guys today, a non-scale victory. I haven't lost control in 2 months. 2 months, I just, I haven't allowed myself to lose that control, which is huge. And it's just a really great NSV that I wanted to share with you. But I will be weighing in, so you'll see that at the end of this video. So I have a little bit of anxiety about it, but it's okay. It is what it is. If it's not a great number, then we're just gonna try again in July, and we're just gonna face it and accept it because that's what we do. We just keep going, right? So I've had some people reach out to me recently and ask me, how am I doing this? How am I losing my weight? How am I being so successful? And so I really wanted to film a video and just share with you guys how I have lost 160 pounds from my highest weight. I have a lot of new subscribers on my channel, and so kind of wanted to share a little bit of my story, how I've lost this weight and how I'm continuing to lose this weight. So that is what this video is about. So let's just get into it. So I actually started this YouTube channel not when I was at my highest weight. I was 291 pounds when I started my YouTube channel, but my highest weight was 374. I was 26 pounds away from being 400 pounds. And it's crazy to look back on that and think like, how did I let myself get so out of control? Like, how did that happen? But it does happen. It does happen when we feed that addiction, and when we eat our emotions, and when things are happening in our world and we know food is gonna be that comfort, and that's what we're so used to turning to, the weight just piles on, and it kind of happens before our eyes. So I'm 41 years old now, but really my journey started when I was 29 years old. I had reached my highest weight of 374, and I left my life behind and I moved to Florida because I was determined to get healthy and I needed a change. I reached that rock bottom point, in my life, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And so I left everything, moved down there, and I lived there for 9 months, and I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 80 to 90 pounds down there. But I ended up moving back to Maine, and I hadn't learned everything that I needed to learn. I was still a baby in this weight loss journey. Even though, I was 30 years old, I was still a baby, and I was still missing so much information on how to be successful with this, which I feel like I've learned now. And so I ended up gaining weight back. I think I got back up to around 350. And so the yo-yo dieting just started, and that's what I did. That's what I did for years. I just yo-yo dieted because that's what I was always used to doing. I was always used to giving up. I would commit to it, I would lose weight, I would rock it, but then like the moment where I get stuck and it gets hard, those hard moments where you need to just push through them. You need to. I always gave up. And when I did, I would gain all my weight back. And so that was always my history. It's always what I did. So I reached rock bottom again in 2015. And that is when I started researching weight loss surgery. And I said, you know what? This is going to be my chance. I wanted to have children, but I wanted to be healthy to have children. And to be honest, I am a very impatient person, and I knew gastric bypass surgery was going to take the weight off quickly. And it did. I had surgery and I lost 126 pounds in a year. I was 318 the day of surgery, and I did get down to 192. That was my lowest weight before I had my kiddos. It happened so very quickly though. And again, I didn't allow myself to truly learn how to live this healthy lifestyle and be able to manage it, be able to control it. So my husband and I went through IVF to have our children. So the IVF medications made me gain weight. And of course, with pregnancies, I had Ozzy and then I had my twins, Jack and Riley. And so with everything and not learning how to do this, I gained about 100 pounds back after I had my children. So there I was, needing to start over, doing the yo-yo dieting again. And I was just like, okay, this is crazy. At what point am I going to take charge of my life and this weight loss journey and really take it seriously? So I got back up to 291 pounds, very close to 300 again, which was so scary because, I was in Wonderland before I had Ozzy. And what a great feeling that was, I still hadn't looked at myself as a thin person because I always felt like the fat girl inside, that was always my identity growing up, I was always the fat girl. So my mind hadn't caught up with my body, and my body wasn't there long enough for my mind to catch up. But being in Wonderland was so super cool, and then just seeing the weight just come back on, it was devastating, but it was also familiar. It's all I've ever done. It's all I've ever lived, right? So it was familiar, and it was something that I just had accepted, which is really sad. So at 291 pounds, I said, okay, something has to change. And I felt like God was telling me, you need to create a YouTube channel. There are a lot of people out there that need to hear from you. And he told me this for months before I even started my channel. But I knew I needed to get healthy too. I needed to do this, not only for myself, but for so many other people that need weight loss inspiration. So knowing I had to take action and really do this, I hesitated and I stalled for a while because I knew this was serious. I knew this was it. And I knew it was gonna be hard. But I did it. I made my first video, I started my YouTube channel, and it has completely changed my life. It has. I mean, you guys hold me accountable every single week, and your support and your sweet words, you just really truly mean everything to me, and I love that I get to do this with you guys. So, okay, I'm babbling. I know I do that. But really, my YouTube channel has held me accountable, and it's kept me going. And really, that's a huge part of my success. But I'm gonna share some other things that really have helped me. So first, let's just talk about the diet, number one, because diet is everything. The foods that we eat is everything. I found what worked for me. I've literally tried everything. I mean, seriously, I've tried everything. And keto is what works for me. It is the easiest for me. It's what I enjoy. It's what I can see myself doing for the rest of my life, and something that makes me happy. You don't want to live a lifestyle that's making you miserable. If you are right now, if you're not enjoying the foods that you eat and how they're making you feel, change. Find something that works for you that you can do for the rest of your life. Intermittent fasting is also a tool that I have used right from the very beginning of this journey. For 98 weeks, I've been doing intermittent fasting. I will fast for either 16 to 18 hours, depending on my body and when I get hungry. It has been a fantastic tool that has helped me be successful. It helps me control my emotional eating. When I'm in my fasting window, if I want to eat, if I'm feeling like any type of emotion, I want to eat because I know food's that comfort. Food's going to make me feel better. If I'm fasting, I can't do it. So I'm left having to feel those emotions and deal with them, because that's really what we need to do. We need to stop eating those emotions and feel them. So fasting really truly does help. I have also used different fasts throughout this journey that help me to stay on track, like the keto egg fast, carnivore, OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. I don't usually do that a lot, but I have used that as a tool as well. Also beef and butter fast. The keto egg fast and carnivore are the two that I use quite frequently when I am stuck in a stall, or if I'm just feeling bloated, or if I've fallen off track. I use those as tools to help me get back on track and just to get centered again, right? Like just to get back into that place that I need to be. So I found what worked for me. So if you're doing something that's just not working for you and you're just not feeling it, I just encourage you to do your research, talk to your doctor. You know, if you've never tried keto, I highly recommend it. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have something to say about keto, right? Like people either love it or they hate it. And I think the ones that really hate it, they don't understand it. They don't understand how it works. That's my opinion. But find out what works for you and then do that. Number 2, this one took me a long time to figure out. I am working on the mindset. I am finally working on the emotional part of this journey. Even in the beginning of this 98-week journey, I wasn't really working on the mindset. I was kind of avoiding that because it's hard. It's the hardest part of a weight loss journey. You know, I had someone make a comment recently on one of my videos and say, you know, it's not hard. And I said, what's not hard? And they said, losing weight. It's not hard. You're right, you know, losing weight is not hard because all we gotta do is make the right choices, right? And be consistent with it. You know, we eat right, we exercise, and we just be consistent and not give up. That's not hard, right? It's the mental part that is hard. And a lot of us struggle with that part. That's the part that's gonna bring us down, right? That's the part we have to focus on. And that is what I have been doing recently, is really focusing on the emotional part of this journey and really feeling my emotions, figuring out like what my body needs, what I'm feeling. Am I really hungry? Am I not? Do I want to emotionally eat? And I'm not even close to where I need to be, you know, on the mental part of this journey. I still have a lot of figuring out. I reached almost 400 pounds at one point. There's a lot of stuff going on in there that I need to figure out. There's a lot of demons that I need to chase out. And really relying on God for strength and allowing Him to help me through this is another part of, you know, working on that mindset. I was always trying to do it myself. I was always trying to be in control of everything because that's just the type of person that I am. You know, I always need to be in control. Well, I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough to do this by myself. I need God's strength. And so really relying on Him has been a huge, huge part of my success this time around. So guys, work on the mindset, work on the emotions. You know, what are you feeling? Really, you know, try to get in tune with your body and like how you're physically feeling and emotionally feeling, and really doing the hard part and facing the pain that you may be feeling, you know, or the unhappiness that you may feel that's causing you to eat and, you know, gain weight. You got to start tackling that if you want to be successful. It sucks, but it's necessary. Number 3, I adapted to change throughout this journey. When I started 98 weeks ago, I was a completely different person, I feel like. I was kind of naive. Like I started it, which usually I always do that. Like I'm committed. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm all in. Like, let's do this. Nothing is going to take me down. You know, like that's the type of personality I am. And of course I reached that, you know, that time in my journey where it's like, whoa, this is hard. Everything's kind of like coming to a halt and I have to face it now. Like, what do? Do I quit and give up? You know, like I've always done every single time, or do I just push through and keep going? And so I found things that didn't work for me. And so I would just pick myself back up and then find things that did work for me. So adapting to change throughout the journey is super important because nothing is going to stay the same. You are going to change. You are going to learn. You're going to grow. And so just really embracing that is what really helped me be successful. Number 4 sort of ties into number 3. I forgave myself when I messed up. And that took a while too, because I'm so used to beating myself up for the mistakes that I make. And it just gets us into that negative mindset that's just gonna bring us down. We're gonna feel like failures. We're gonna feel disappointed in ourselves. And it's just a yucky place to be. So we're always going to make mistakes. We're imperfect people. We're not ever going to be perfect. So we need to accept that. We need to know that things are going to happen. Life happens and we're going to react to them badly sometimes. But the most important thing is to forgive yourself. Get back up and try again. Don't dwell in the mistakes that you make. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. And so that's something that I learned throughout this journey. I did it a lot. I did it a lot in the beginning, especially when like I started off so great and then crash. Like I had a huge setback when I got my back injury, and it was months and months and months. Oh, but looking back on it, you know, like I kept going. I just kept going. I kept pushing through. And then it was just like a switch that went off. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore. I'm going to make mistakes sometimes. And that is okay. It's not worth getting upset about, right? Like we're just going to pick ourselves back up. We're going to commit to ourselves in this journey and we're going to get it done. Like let's just do it. Forgive yourself, guys. Don't beat yourself up for the mistakes that you make. Number 5 was a pretty big one, and it took me a while to do. I faced my addiction. You know, like I admitted that I had an addiction, that I had a problem, you know, like I have a food addiction. And it's been a serious problem almost my entire life. So I knew that I had to face it. You know, I had to understand it. I had to understand how it works. You know, like I literally feel like it's the monster inside of me sometimes, you know? It's just kind of sitting in there, you know, being patient, waiting for that moment when it can just come out and just attack me. That's what I feel like. And that's what I've learned about myself. So not only admitting that I have an addiction, but I realized much later in this journey than I would think, that I will always have my addiction. I will always have it. It will always be inside a part of me. But I also realized that I have the power with God's strength to control my addiction. If I feed my addiction, it'll come out within seconds, within minutes, you know, like it just, I've felt that so many times throughout my entire life. I know now how it works, and I know now what to do to not feed that addiction. And I have trigger foods. I have certain things that if I taste it, if I have just a little tiny bit, it is a trigger. I need to stay away from those trigger foods. And that is what I've been doing for like the last couple of months. And that's why I've been so successful. Number 1, not stepping on the scale, not seeing that number when I do have a little something, you know, when I do have some carbs, but also staying away from the trigger foods. There are certain unhealthy foods that I can eat and they won't do anything to me. They won't trigger me. Because if you have a carb addiction like I do, you need to figure out what foods you need to cut out of your life, you know? You can't give an alcoholic a drink once a week and expect them to be successful, right? They're gonna fall. They're gonna fall down because that's a trigger, right? Drug addicts as well. Same with food addicts. But we're not addicted to everything, you know? I'm not addicted to salad. I love salad, but I'm not addicted to it. Wouldn't that be cool if I was addicted to salad though? But really figuring out the foods that are gonna set you off and just set your addiction off, you need to cut it out of your life. You need to. And it may be sad. Like it was sad for me when I realized that, because I always wanted to be that person that could have those foods once in a while. And those people that can do that, they don't understand what we go through. You know, those who suffer with food addiction, they don't understand. And how can they, right? They don't know what it feels like. But I had to say goodbye to that person that I really wanted to be. You know, I was so naive at the beginning of this journey that I truly thought that I was going to be able to overcome my addiction and it was going to go away. And it's silly. It's silly now to think about it, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to be that person. But I can never be that person because I have an addiction. It's inside of me. I'm going to have it forever. So I know that I need to just stay away from those foods that are going to set it off. And that gives me the control. That's true freedom. That is a life that I want to live. So what if I can't have some candy once in a while? You know, I have a wicked sweet tooth. I love gummies, like anything gummy, like gummy bears and gummy worms and Swedish fish. And that's a trigger food. I can never have it again if I want to be successful on this journey. If I don't want to make it harder on myself. Ice cream, not a trigger food. I can have ice cream because I never really want it, but once in a while, I'll have ice cream. You know, ice cream may be a trigger food for you. Stay away from it. And I know it's hard. I know it's so hard because I know what it feels like to want to be normal, to want to live a life of freedom and being able to eat whatever you want, but choosing to eat healthy the majority of the time. Some of us can't do that. And I know I can't do that. And so figuring that out and realizing how my addiction works has been huge for me in my success. You know, I think we get to a point in our life where we're at a crossroads. You know, like we've reached that breaking point, that low point where it's like, which way are we going to go? You know, are we going to head down that road of unhealthy living, the life that we are so familiar with, but we're miserable in? But are we going to keep doing it because it's safer? Because we don't have to face anything. We don't have to face our fear. We don't have to face change. We don't have to face the hard. That's still hard. That is still a hard road. And really, I think it's even harder because we're living in misery. We're not happy. Or do we go the other way? Do we face everything? Do we change? Do we learn more about ourselves? And do we just fight for ourselves and we keep going and we keep pushing? It's hard. It's hard, but both roads are hard and you have to choose your hard. All right, guys, that is all that I have for this video other than my weigh-in, which is coming up next for you, but I have to wait till Wednesday. So I'm actually doing carnivore up until weigh-in, hoping, you know, that I'm not carrying any bloat or anything, but I have no idea what to expect. I'm hoping for a loss. I know it probably won't be a huge loss because I'm not really feeling a huge loss. Like, you know, really trying to like feel my body and like, you know, what I'm holding on to and whatever. But I don't know what to expect, but we're going to do it together. Thank you guys for being there for me. And yeah, I guess here's the weigh-in. Oh, good morning, guys. So it is weigh-in day, monthly weigh-in, June 29th. And yeah, I'm having a little bit of anxiety about it because I had carbs the other night. And it was just kind of like a stupid decision. I just decided to do it, you know. I mean, it is what it is. It happens, you know. We know what it feels like. And just moving forward. But I'm kind of disappointed because it's like right before my weigh-in. And I'm feeling bloated, and also my arthritis in my legs feels really bad. So I know I'm carrying some water weight. So I have no idea what to expect. But we're going to do it. We're going to get it done. And even if it's not a great number, we are just going to accept it and move forward. So let's step on the scale. All right, guys, so let's talk about the weigh-in. So I started at 214 at the beginning of the month and 212 today. So definitely a slow month. I only lost 2 pounds this month. I do feel like I am holding on to water weight though. I feel very bloated, you know, from the carbs that I ate. Also, I feel my arthritis is bad right now. So I think a lot of it is water weight. I'm thinking I actually lost more this month, but then gained some back at the end of the month. But I'm not going to focus on that because I am still 2 pounds down for the month and I am going to celebrate that, you know. I lost 11 pounds last month and then 2 pounds this month. That's 13 pounds. So an average of 6.5 pounds per month. So that is definitely a win. I will take that as a win. And I have no idea what July is going to bring, if it's going to be, you know, another slow month. But I would love... What am I at? 212? I would love to lose 3 pounds because then I would be in the single digits. You know, I would be 209 and that much closer to Wonderland. Oh my gosh, I only have 13 more pounds to lose till I'm in Wonderland. So I am celebrating. This is good news. You know, it's not as much as I wanted. Of course, we always want a good high number, but you know what? Things happened at the end of the month that played a big part. So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep fighting for ourselves and our health. And I encourage you to do the same. So there it is, guys. That's it for this video. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to join my support group on Facebook, The Shrinkables. I'll put that link below. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next video. Stay safe and choose health. Bye, guys.